Cult of the Cry Bullies. Why people hate the left. There you go. You got another brilliant content creator of the past. I am pretty sure ShoeOnHead was even friends with Sargon of Akkad back in the day. They were all cool right-wing skeptics that all wanted, I don't know, anti-SJW stuff together.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be wanting to watch the full of this, the entirety of this. I think we've wasted enough time on Sargon of Akkad. I think Benjamin has wasted enough of our time. So we'll watch some of this, and then we'll check up some Blair White, and then we'll play a match of Dead by Daylight. Oh, they're again friends. Okay, that's nice to know. And then we'll switch to the other channel, and we'll actually we'll actually do some news. I sneezed. All right, let's do this.
Now before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand there is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Is Jewish. I
want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country, sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the
So Kafka says, well, I just guess as they push the same politics essentially. Yep, logistics moving that area. Yeah.
world. And let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a
Oh my god, the music. I'm back at 2016 again. Like those people never just they never left. They never left the 2016 era. Oh my goodness. This has 276,000 views. Jesus Christ, oh my God, help us. God help us.
racist or a Nazi on the internet. To the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore.
No, they do hold meaning. They absolutely still do hold meaning, okay? Like that is such a dishonest tactic that it's a disgustingly dishonest tactic. Oh no, you're calling everybody a Nazi. You're calling everybody a fascist. It's just meaningless. Just such a meaningless word now.
So bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell? But ladies and gentlemen...
Yeah, because you're stupid. You're a stupid person. But unfortunately, you're a stupid person with a huge audience, so God help us.
We have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel...
probably when a person is brutalized on the street, as an example. I'm not giving a specific example. If a person was brutalized on the street for being of a particular race and you just say nothing, do nothing, you know what? It might speak to some racist undertones. Okay, you might pause and think about yourself.
Who are employed. There's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill...
Ah, yes, of course. She was so out of relevance. I mean, they all are, but... I mean, they still get viewership. This is from 5 hours ago. This video is from 5 hours ago, and it got 276,000 views. God damn, this is depressing. The fact that this crap is what gets traction is just so depressing. That is what the algorithm pushes. That is the name of the game. Likes to views ratio is more important than the views itself. 46,000 likes. I guess the likes to views ratio is not as great. People have been missing from the alligator Alcatraz pier house by the hundreds. Hundreds are being unaccounted for. Where they ended up when the camp was closed down.
Normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ice. And this is what she had to say.
Okay, let's see what Miru has to say about ICE.
There's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where it seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted, this was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a
No, I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. That is... I cannot tell you if it's wrong, in my opinion, for federal officers to murder citizens or not. Get off the internet.
a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial.
Yeah, that is the most cowardly thing I think ever. For the sake of my bottom line, I must avoid controversy. Okay? There you go. That's my opinion. Okay? I believe she's still working with Asmongold. Let's say disagree. It was probably refreshing to Shue. I mean, it is refreshing to Shue, but...
Controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past, 2 months, don't you? Every day there's a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story.
It doesn't take a fully formed opinion to say that federal officers murdering citizens is not good. And you don't really need a fully formed, deep opinion to say that, do you? But then again, you have an audience, you have money to make, cannot stir the pot, cannot cause controversy, gotta avoid trouble as the content creator.
Pressure to react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News. So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered. Has 1%. Just take my word for it. They're amazing feature. You want to look hard to just say f ICE? It's really not hard to say f politics. It was a perfect YouTuber or I am, I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and
I think it should be abolished. There you go. Why shouldn't they be abolished? That is such a cowardly stance. I don't think this should be abolished. I don't think this organization that just terrorizes people should be abolished. Why not? What is the need for ICE?
Healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics.
You're a coward. That is what you are.
Come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants.
Yeah, I laugh at that notion as well. I'm glad you can find the humor in the fact that people actually come to you for political opinions. True. And real.
Wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people...
Oh my god, the shove over the... Oh god. Oh my goodness.
It was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say f ICE. It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. Is it so hard to just say f ICE? It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say f ICE. It's not hard.
Fuck ICE. By the way, she... Karasu says ShoeOnHead just wants to complain about the lefties. That is what politics should be about, not opposing a genocide or even just ICE murdering, U.S. citizens, right? That's not important. What's important is, hey, listen, the lefties are complaining about a cosplayer.
Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line! Say it! Jesus Christ, at this point, even if Emiru did want to, abolish ICE, even if she really did think, f ICE, she shouldn't say it. I wouldn't say it at this point, because this is just, This is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you.
Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, f Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, f Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the f alone.
True, leave us alone.
These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet.
Ah, yes, unlike ShoeOnHead that never speaks in bumper stickers.
Leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, men should not
What the fuck was that?
be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed
Another war? When was the last time the US was it? Whatever.
to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any like personal beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so let's hear her out.
Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First
True. More like SA, but true. True.
of all, she's not fence sitting.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Definitionally, she is. Yeah.
She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence sit,
Yeah, she's not fence sitting. She's just choosing to sit on a fence.
you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you
What the fuck do you mean? What? She did say something.
even know what her opinion is? Second of all,
Yeah, that's called fence sitting. This, if we knew what her opinion was, that would not be fence sitting anymore. What the fuck do you mean fence sitting means, ShoeOnHead?
modern Gestapo. Why is everything the fucking Holocaust? It's totally
Oh god. I'm so tired of uneducated, illiterate idiots being the biggest political pundits. Okay? I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Okay? That was not even people calling the ICE the Gestapo is not a reference to the Holocaust. For fuck's sake. Not everything that the Nazis did was the Holocaust. Okay, not everything that the Nazis did was the Holocaust. Oh god, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the illiteracy of the right wing. On the topic of bumper stickers, I really miss W. Annoy a liberal, work, succeed, be happy, drain the swamp, policy out, work harder, Obama, Mart. Oh boy. Like, I'm so tired.
normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo?
You're right, they're more like the SA.
Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened.
Yeah, because everything that the Nazis did was the Holocaust. Every single thing. This is gonna be my thumbnail for this, unironically. I'm saving this. I'm saving this image for the thumbnail. Perfect thumbnail shot. Screenshot.
In history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. Also,
I mean, actually, she's joking, but people actually did treat Napoleon as the big bad guy in the past. That's actually not a joke. People did treat Napoleon as a pretty bad guy. Although Polish people have always liked Napoleon. So actually, Napoleon has been quite a divisive thing. Western Europe hates Napoleon. I know Russia hates Napoleon, but Polish people have always liked Napoleon, actually.
so I love this. Racist chud. Like, where did the racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking.
I wonder where does the discussion of racism come from when discussing ICE? You know, the organization that race profiles everybody randomly on the street. I wonder, oh God, where did we arrive? How did we arrive at racism when discussing ICE? Beats me.
Thinking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard. I'm here talking about the culture war because that is what I'm good at. Imagine saying, hey, at a dinner party or at a party in general, hey, what are you good at? Oh, I am good at culture war. Wow.
Me for. That is my lane and I stay in it. Emerald likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most people, most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shido thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shido have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really?
Vladimir says there's unironically Russian people that think that Napoleon was spaced and all that stuff. That is a very interesting opinion for Russian people to have, considering that Napoleon invaded Russia, but whatever.
Want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line. What? You should look.
Yeah, you need to have a political science degree in order to know that a federal agent murdering US citizens is bad. You heard it here. Unless you have a political science degree or unless you're just super invested into politics, you cannot know if a federal officer killing a US citizen is bad. You don't know that. Maybe it was based and cool.
Look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content?
Yeah, if you see federal officers killing citizens, I guess, and you don't like it, I guess you're just blindly saying the line? What the fuck?
Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ICE.
Also, if you're not a political creator, it doesn't follow that you don't do any research on politics or you have zero interest in politics. That's stupid. It's fine to say your own personal opinions, to break the role of the creator once in a while. It's fine. It's fine to have a spine, okay? It's fine to show that you're not just a brainlet that exists in the world completely ignorantly.
ICE.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line.
Yeah, you don't have to be a political content creator to have opinion on politics. You have opinions, yeah.
Emaru? Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
ICE. Okay, but unironically though, straight up. Hey, f them. Yeah, it's f them, don't care. And if you don't like that I say that, it's f you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl—
God, YouTubers and streamers are such cowards, I swear to God. Such spineless cowards.
Who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman and I am sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country.
True, unironically true. Okay, you should care about politics in your country. Because if you don't care, as somebody wise in my life has told me, politics can be boring, politics can be tedious, but if you just don't care at all, then one day you might end up in wake up in a reality that you will just not like, and you will not be prepared for it at all. You'll be just caught completely blindsided by it.
You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not gonna care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes—
Also, refusing to give your opinion does not follow. It doesn't mean that you don't have one. It can just mean that you're too cowardly to say it because of your precious viewer base and your precious bottom line.
The government comes and arrests them. Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
Yeah, if you're not interested in politics, you can wake up in a completely unpleasant reality. Karasu Kafka says, it tells me a lot that Shue is more angry at this than any of ISIS actions. Yeah, I know. It is very interesting, isn't it?
This weird idea in America especially, where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics.
What? Many people, most people, do not care that much about politics. I know.
Yeah, it is just, thank you, ShoeOnHead. Thank you for just repeating what the person just said seconds ago, that there's this thing in America when people just don't care about politics. Many people don't care about politics, and ShoeOnHead just repeated it. Yeah, we know. We just heard it. Karasu Kafka says, I think Shue eats up the anti-immigrant stuff. I would not be surprised.
To you and me, that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics.
Everybody's lives revolve around politics because politics affect everybody's lives. It's a ridiculous thing to say.
They do other things other than fight with strangers online.
Yeah, caring about politics does not mean fighting with strangers online. That's no.
Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew. Sadly,
Yeah, you were so much happier before you were grifting online and making tons of money from it. Yeah, you were so much happier. I believe you. All these people are out of touch. Yeah, they are.
It is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything.
Politics has always been a part of everything, and you're an idiot. Politics has always been a part of everything. What do you mean sipping into everything?
Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people
What the fuck?
who are the most fucked by politics. Also, more importantly, Emaru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about, like, skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about, like, peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera.
Yeah, you're stupid. We get that. We get that you're stupid.
Yeah, you like that shit?
I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old, please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emaru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice.
The audacity. If she didn't
The audacity.
have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck ICE. If Emaru came out and was like, actually, I think ICE is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not. They are not
No, they would have said that she has a shit opinion, which is fine. I thought, what happened to the exchange of ideas?
angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg.
So what I'm gathering is that Emaru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty, incel, Asian fetisher weirdos, and is okay with that, but draws the line at saying ICE is bad?
Yep.
Emaru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emaru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent...
I mean, yeah. What am I supposed to say? Yeah.
racists who fetishize Asian women.
What the fuck is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emaru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's not a coincidence that she answered the question
What was that?
this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes.
I don't know where this is coming from. And this woman, the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend posted his own ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Casey Tron.
This has to be stressed that it's a former booby streamer, of course. I guess, opinion invalid ex-booby streamer after all.
Reminds me of whenever Amaranth started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman in Texas?
Yeah, it's called a joke. Like, ShoeOnHead opened this video by saying that everybody's being called a Nazi and then she thinks, oh, what joke did they say? And now the same ShoeOnHead is complaining about a joke. Amazing, as always, from people like this. The sheer amount of self-reflection or any sort of, self-awareness on the display.
Wearing a cowboy hat? Lord?
Simone Pierre Dubé says, can Lucy be my current booby streamer? I can. I am right now. I am on camera with my boobies on display. Boobies.
Take me out. Take me out back, behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like, she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude, it's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emaru stuff and I saw no signs.
I'm going to choose to remain silent on this, okay? I'm just gonna gracefully let it just... Karasu Kafka says, you're already brain rotted, Shue, especially when you cannot see what is going on in your country. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. You see there's an audience to be cultivated. You cannot polarize your audience by having an opinion. That would be bad. That would be bad for your income.
Of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can, like, kind of see how is Emaru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really, though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her?
Wow. Yeah, sex work bad. I get it, ShoeOnHead. Sex work bad. Karasu Kafka says, right now there is a genocide going on there, Shue. Your main concern is that people who criticize ICE are not thinking.
You're a pick-me. You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick
sex work bad. Remember, sex work bad.
Pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called...
That is sad. That is sad if as a 35-year-old married mother you do this for a living. The saddest thing on earth.
...me for the crime of not following...
Mommy, what do you do for a living? Culture war. Sweetie.
The hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion...
These people, leftists.
...that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week. Whenever a woman doesn't toe the...
Ah, yes. Hating on ICE is the corporate approved HR opinion, apparently. Sure.
Line of the current thing. In this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me.
Yeah, there's like, that is a way to describe the overreach of the government, the federal officers brutalizing citizens. Yeah, that's just the current thing, you know? This is just the current thing. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful way to describe things. Rasukapka says, I think what is more sad that is she wants to look like at 20 years old at 35 as a 35-year-old woman, then criticize others. That is true.
You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big, progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining. And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emaru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine.
That was weird.
Issue with it is, she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once
The freaks. The left-wing freaks.
Emaru made her opinion about ICE clear? No. Of course not.
Nazi response. TLDR, go f yourself in your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb c***. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting just like you.
Karasu says, she's weird. Again, she's a 35-year-old mom who pretends she's late teen to appeal her to her audiences, then criticize others for it.
Here is I support Israel and my name is Emaru. Wait, what? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emaru, you are garbage Nazi-loving c***. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so f***ing ignorant, this dumb cunt needs to shut her f***ing mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
Ah yes, incels. Known for defending women online. What? What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now? It just means man. Man.
Ah yes, it just means man, of course.
And I do not like.
I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emaru low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emaru's a femcel! Oh my do people just not know what words mean anymore? How are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We need to do something about—
Ah yes, everything is mental illness when you don't like it.
About these male-centered women.
Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God, go to therapy, do literally anything else than make it our problem.
F her, and especially f her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked.
Jeez.
30-year-old woman too scared to say f ICE to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. F her and f ICE and f you if you support this cunt. it. Emaru deserved what Mizkif did to her. F Emaru for supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets okay. I reported that one. Holy shit. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand. I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, Chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
May I just remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible
It's very, very cute, very pathetic.
statement full of lies, Emaru just
Because it's Shoo. Maybe people in the US are starting to be desperate seeing US citizens murdered by Trump's regime's foot soldiers. Yeah, but you know, have you considered that you have an audience to uphold, that, you know, you cannot cause controversy, that having an opinion is just silly? Have you considered that?
decided to follow right-wing grifter ShoeOnHead. Of course Emaru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fanbase.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and
Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, what funny, how funny is, what a joke.
harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching...
Now I want to see just what this criticism of ICE amounted to. I want to know. If it was some lackluster... Oh, well, you know, ICE is getting a little bit overboard, so maybe a little reform of ICE, you know, maybe a little reform.
Ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason. People don't care. I'll say some shit
Yes. ShoeOnHead, the queen of nuance.
like, we should decommodify housing. And the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, commie mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every
Let's
goddamn...
see that one instead of this. Yeah, fair enough. I think this video has run its course. Let's check the ICE video actually. Let's see what the criticism of ICE is. ICE, baby, ICE. Is America okay? The hell word. Is this the one? Is this the ICE video? Yeah, this is the one. Let's see. What's happening with the internet? 1.3 million views.
Welcome to my new series, The Hell World Report. Some of you may remember my old series that was just called Hell World. If you do, you can qualify for a veterans discount. Congratulations! And if you remember the Gamergate days, well, please come collect your retirement. But yeah, if you have not seen my old series, go check it out. I will put the link to the playlist down below. I think it's a really interesting time capsule into the years 2020 and 2021, like how crazy it was back then, and then in retrospect comparing it to how crazy it is now. But this is a shorter, more condensed version of that series. Think of it as a Temu, Jon Stewart, or Stephen Colbert before they morphed into the same flavor of shitlib. You see, I'm better than those late night Jimmies because I don't get my news from mainstream sources like some kind of hack. No. I get them from far more reputable places like Instagram Reels and Femboy Groiper 69.
Blah.
From
Great.
furry ballrooms and the Epstein files to OnlyFans green cards and kidnapping foreign leaders, from government-funded purple-haired girlfriends to a potential civil war, we have a very packed show for you today. It has been a crazy year, and it is only January. As I am filming this, we are currently having a huge winter storm.
This morning, snow, ice, and frigid temperatures sweeping across the nation. 20 states under a state of emergency.
Ah yes, perfect weather to make some poor immigrant deliver me chicken tendies. It's so cold that Michigan and Minnesota received reports about exploding trees. Leftists said no more ice, and God said... Anyway, in news that should have stayed in 2016. Apparently...
By the way, there are special techniques that Eastern Europe deploys when it comes to trees to protect them from temperatures, which is why in Eastern European countries you will see sometimes trees painted white. That is the exact reason. Just giving you a little bit of like it's to help the changes in temperature from affecting the trees. Hello, Obsessive We're looking at some crazy creators and their crazy politics. Okay.
Currently, there is a new term women have coined called man-keeping. Man-keeping is why women are done with dating. Researchers at Stanford have finally given a name to something many women have
Okay, I'm gonna skip this whole main keeping crap, and I'm going to go straight to the eyes part, because I really don't care about this whole main keeping crap. Okay.
better. They've been designed to be marketed better. I mean, no reason to compensate less than the ongoing
Yes.
youth tax cut. God forbid we help young families raise the next generation of Americans.
Okay, where's
No.
the icing?
Guys in India who run the accounts of OnlyFans models is
Okay,
different
great.
scenarios.
Yeah, we know. Sex work is bad. We know, ShoeOnHead.
Relating to extremism. In the second scenario, the player is introduced to the character Amelia. Instantly fell in love with her.
Really, I don't
People
care.
are still being protected. We as a
Rotary wing were in the air last night.
First,
The aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
Brilliant.
that can make people bleed out their f***ing eyes. Apparently, directed energy weapons are real. The Goy beam is real. Deep state pedophile.
Yes,
Listen to
okay.
me. Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far.
Okay, where's the ice bit?
the Venezuelan people.
Oh, God damn it. You know, people say I have Israel derangement syndrome, but I'm sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say shit like this.
No, it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to...
Okay,
they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one
Oh,
answers.
there we
It's
go.
not vigilant facility. Somalian daycare. $1 billion that could go to other, more important president of Venezuela. And you're in too deep. No more Instagram reels for you. Anyway, you should have just let us play video games. Now we're perp walking the president of Venezuela down the streets of New York City. But hey, leftists, just think of it this way. By bombing...
Oh, it's all about the leftists, huh? It's always, anything wrong is always about the leftists. Always those leftists, huh? What Trump is doing, it's all thanks to you leftists.
kidnapping instead of just doing the usual covert psyops. We saved maybe, what? $1 billion? $1 billion that could go to other, more important things, like defense contractors' stock buybacks and empty Somalian daycares, apparently.
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video. Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers.
It's not like Nick Shirley was the first person to expose this either, but now it exploded. And the fallout has been bizarre, to say the least. The funniest part had to be when the infamous luring center claimed to have been broken into the night this all went viral.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news.
Oh no, somebody broke into the daycare and stole all the paperwork we needed to prove we are a legit operation. Please ignore my suspicious exact paperwork we need to prove we are a legit operation shaped belly. Listen, no hate to the Somalians, but when my family came here 100 years ago, we did organized crime the right way. We would have had tin walls and cement shoes at the bottom of Lake Superior. This is just sad. This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is gonna want to support government programs if they think it's all going to like this. If you want people
Probably.
to support a welfare state, you have to make sure that welfare is actually going to real things that help real
Okay,
in a
let's...
fucking to something more. Harris stepping toward another White House run. Cocaine and self-defense.
Okay, where's
Depends
the
on
ice
how you look at it.
thing?
Fair to me back then, that First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental act to bite you in the ass. So good luck in 2020 either way, and like completely
This
both.
is the
So you're
ice
not going to get you view ICE and police
Oh, there we go.
self-defense.
There we go.
That's
There we
hurting
go.
themselves. For Kamala Harris,
Okay.
building the Democratic Party to something more.
Now we listen to the ice thing. Finally.
Stepping toward another White House run. No. We are not doing this. No. I swear to God, the Democratic Party is like an old friend addicted to heroin or something. You want to help them, you do everything you can to help them, but they don't listen. They keep doing stupid things and hurting themselves. But you just can't give up on them. You can't. You want to see them get better. You know deep down they could be how they used to be. But it's hopeless. And all your other friends keep saying to you, just forget them. Just forget them.
Okay, just get to the icing, goddamn.
Not worth it. Come hang out with us instead. But those friends are on crack.
Yeah, I know. It's very easy to say, oh wow, someone broke into their facility and stole their stuff. Yeah, they're basically just pretending, and they all did it themselves to avoid proving their legitimate business thing, of course.
Those friends are on crack cocaine. But this Minneapolis fraud thing is looking pretty bad for Tim Walz and the Democrats. People aren't just...
Yes, ICE is just... This has been the theory, that ICE is just a distraction from the fraud. Tim Walz is just pushing people to hate ICE because, yeah, he's a fraudster and he has been allowing fraud. That has been the line.
Gonna forget about this, and an ICE officer just shot a woman in the face in Minneapolis.
There you go. It's all a distraction from the even Somalians.
You can hear the agents tell the woman to get out of the car and approach the SUV. The woman then drives forward. That's when the shots are fired, the car crashing.
As I was writing this video, an innocent woman was picking her kids up from school when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her in the face. Or an angry protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot in self-defense. Depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you voted, apparently. The way I see it, this woman was not trying to hit him. She was not trying to run him over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away. And it's easy to be like, oh, in hindsight, he should have done this, he should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse right now I'm seeing is just in hindsight this, in hindsight that. And it's easy for us to say in hindsight, you know, after the fact. It's easy to say he could have, he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him. This has been one of the most
him.
Political. He saw.
Yep, this is ICE apologia right there.
Easy to think she was the factory protest school.
Fired the car to the SUV. The woman then drives forward. That's when the shots are fired.
Towards him? That's towards him? Really?
The car crashing.
As I was writing this video, an innocent...
That's towards him. Sure thing, ShoeOnHead. Sure thing.
Woman was picking her kids up from school when an ICE officer jumped in to run over an ICE... Depends on how you voted. Over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away.
Yeah.
And it's easy...
Yeah, she's basically protecting the agent, yeah.
To be like, oh, in hindsight, he should have done this, he should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse right now I'm seeing is just in hindsight this, in hindsight that. And it's easy for us to say in hindsight, you know, after the fact. It's easy to say he could...
Yeah, the poor guy was in such a tense situation, you know. That's why he called her a bitch afterwards as well, after shooting her.
If he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him. This has been one of the most insane political Rorschach tests I've ever seen in my life. It really all...
I know, right? I know.
All comes down to how you view ICE and police officers in general. Many, not all, leftists view ICE as completely illegitimate. Same with the police, they want to abolish both. So you're not going to get a real unbiased conversation with those people. Because why the f should a protester respect ICE in the first place? And many, not all, conservatives tend to be...
Okay, what is the purpose of ICE? Why should the ICE not be abolished?
Complete and utter f***ing bootlickers. Completely unable to criticize anything the police do. ICE can do no wrong. Don't tread on me becomes tread harder, daddy, real fast. This is extremely aggravating discourse, and you should be questioning anyone who takes a really firm, hard stance either way and like can't fathom how the other side is seeing what they are seeing.
Yeah, if you have an opinion and if you take a stance, people should question you. Rasukavka says, she talked about how there is a great replacement here about imported migrants instead of having American children. Then talking that Minnesota Somalian community are criminals, yeah. And now she's saying, oh wait, it's so easy in retrospect to say this agent should have not shot this woman when he was, you know, he was in a stressful situation.
The first episode of my old Hell World series was actually all about police brutality. It was all about police brutality towards innocent protesters. I was a little more ACAB-y back then. I was a little more libbed the f*** out back then. But hey, to be fair to me back then, that is what happens when you live in the sheltered suburbs of Long Island in your parents' basement versus having a kid and living in the city for 4 years.
Okay. Yeah. When you're an immature person that lives with their parents, then you're actually a lib that actually is against police brutality. When once you become a grown adult and you live in the city with a kid, then you finally see that ICE is great and police is great. Or maybe it has something to do with the political alignment of your husband. Just a thought. Just a thought,
The police are a taxpayer-funded HR department for structural violence. They exist solely to protect the rights of private property. Yeah, we need more police. Police are good. Police are great. Give the police more guns. More guns. Give them more guns. Tanks. Tanks, even. My overall opinion is still basically the same. I'm very critical of the police. I am very pro First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental American right, and we can't just go around labeling protesters domestic terrorists. That is an insane, slippery slope. And if you support that, I promise you it will come back to bite you in the ass. So good luck in 2028 when President Newsom knocks you up. Whoa! Knocks you up? Whoa, what's going on here? Good luck in 2028 when President Newsom locks you up for protesting against mandatory forced feminization or whatever the f it is Democrats do. What do they do? Nothing. They do nothing. I don't know. I left this joke blank. Something pronouns. Like, God forbid the state ever turns me into Swiss cheese and the president's like, she was a radical leftist lunatic. The people called her Kami Mommy. Can you believe that, folks? Kami Mommy. Sad. And some people were like straight up mocking this woman, celebrating it, and then when people were like, what the f***, they were like, well, you got Charlie Kirk, so now we got one of your guys. Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna keep killing each other back and forth? Is that what this is now? Like some kind of civil war? Who gets me in the national divorce? Hell yeah, 2 Christmases. Like, you agreed with me when I was upset about the reactions people had
Political pundits on the right are so pathetic, goddamn.
about Charlie Kirk, and then you're over here like, boo-hoo, she was a stupid libtard. Honestly, some of you just don't have morals. You have like temporary weapons you can use to bludgeon people you don't like when you have the chance. You and all the people who mock Charlie Kirk are all going in the pit, and you can come out when you learn how to be normal. In my opinion, a lot of focus on illegal immigration should go to the employers employing illegal immigrants for cheaper scab labor. I feel like that's really important, and like, we're not.
What about having a discussion as to what makes illegal immigrants illegal? How about making it easier for people to get documents? How about making it easier for people to become legal, quote unquote? How about having that discussion?
Doing that? It's kind of interesting that the government is focused so hard on immigration right now, but like apparently hasn't made any like real actual legislative change to the laws of immigration. Dragging Jose out of Home Depot might work for now, but they have to be working on something more substantial, right? Well,
Like what?
Palantir, the company named after the evil crystal ball in Lord of the Rings, right, is apparently working on a new tool for ICE. And what does it do? Oh, nothing really. Just creates a map of deportation targets, pulls up a dossier on them, and assigns them a confidence score. Because if there's one thing we can trust, it's a private Silicon Valley tech company's algorithm deciding who gets disappeared. Every single surveillance tool starts by simply protecting us. It's only gonna affect the baddies. But who are the baddies? Today it's illegal immigrants, tomorrow it's furries, next week it's people who are into feet, and before you know it, it's fans of
Very funny. Ha ha ha.
VTubers. You know, on second thought, I don't buy into the propaganda that simply enforcing border security, something every developed country has, is akin to Nazi Germany. Sorry, I don't. Build a wall? Hitler. Deport illegal immigrants? Hitler. Just kick out the criminals?
Yeah, because you've got just, you don't understand the history of how the borders thing, on how enforcing, oh gosh, Glitchmaster, thank you for the tier 4 subscription. I was an illegal white name, not anymore, I say. Thank you, Glitchmaster, thank you. Come on, Lucy, we all know what makes you illegal is being brown. That's true, actually. But yeah, the ShoeOnHead does not understand the history of how Border Patrol came about, on how nation states formed and how all of this was perpetuated. So of course she doesn't think any of it is bad ever, because it's the status quo, and ShoeOnHead just she just, I don't know, encounters status quo and decides, yeah, that's good, that's how it should be, that's as it has ever been, and we can maybe brush it up a bit, give it a bit of a reformist touch, and apart from that, everything about it is kosher, because, you know, if it's the status quo, then surely it must be good, right? Yeah, well, of course.
Ones at least. Hitler. Like, there's no other option besides open borders that is acceptable to some people, and I don't get that.
There's no such thing as open borders in nation states. Give me a single example of open borders within nation states, okay? Give me an example of a country of open borders.
I do get, however, is that people don't want to live under a Palantir police state where people can't even film ICE agents without getting put on some kind of f***ing list. I feel like there has to be some kind of normal, sane option besides total free-for-all globo-homo versus Peter Thiel nightmare tech bro dystopia. Like, how is it not possible to just, like, be...
No, I think we should have the global homo, thank you. I believe in the global homo, thanks. Thank you very much.
Normal, be normal, be normal, be normal. But hey, it's cool the DHS created a portal where you can see all the people they have been deporting. One guy was deported back to Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. We sent that motherfucker back in time. Listen, what happened to Renee Good was a tragedy. It was terrible.
Strategy, there we go. If you wanted to see if ShoeOnHead defends ICE agents, then there you have it. It was a tragedy. It was an unfortunate event. It wasn't a federal agent overextending power and murdering a citizen. No, it was an unfortunate event. A tragedy.
But hopefully nothing like this ever happens again. And another person was shot by ICE in Minneapolis.
According to a preliminary Department of Homeland Security report, 2 Border Patrol agents discharged their weapons, seen here in...
Is this a tragedy as well?
Phone video captured by eyewitnesses. 10 shots fired off in total in just seconds. Preddy pronounced dead on the scene.
To be absolutely clear, stuff is still coming out about this as I am filming. Literally, as I am filming, this happened. You know, there's no body cam footage yet, so I could be totally wrong. Totally possible, totally possible. However, first impressions of watching the video at multiple angles, multiple times. Yeah, I think they just f***ing murdered that guy.
Yeah. There is no defending this. People tried to defend the first shooting, like ShoeOnHead here did. Oh yeah, he just saw the car moving towards him, blah blah blah. In this case, nobody sane could defend this. Nobody could.
It looks like they took his gun and then shot him. Like 10 officers come over to him, wrestle him to the ground, the agent disarms him, take his gun, they yell gun, 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 and then they shoot him several times in the back. More information can come out, but the compulsive bootlicking I have been seeing has been fucking insane.
Why does a nurse feel compelled to go confront ICE armed with a 9mm handgun?
Only one person could have prevented this from happening, and it's Alex Preddy.
Yeah, who goes to a protest and brings a gun? Look, if the government can take a firearm from you and then kill you because you had a firearm, then nobody actually has a right to own a firearm.
I guess what happened to the Second Amendment, was it? I guess it means nothing. It means nothing now in the United States, does it?
That is how it works. Then there's actually no such thing as the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not exist. I feel like some people genuinely just forget that police are just people. ICE officers are just people. They're literally just people who work for the government like anyone else. They're DMV employees with guns. They can be stupid. They can be bad. They can make mistakes.
Oh, so are we gonna go with that the second shooting was a mistake?
Like, I don't know what it is about some people. Like, once someone has a badge, it's like, that person is just a perfect angel and cannot be criticized at all. You're telling me all I have to do to get you fucking people to listen to me is to dress like this? Alright, fair enough. Stop gooning. None of this would have happened if ICE agents were being trained better instead of being rushed through the system with little to no training. And if Minnesota just worked alongside ICE to make sure they were doing this in a safe...
How about if ICE was not pretending to be police? How's that?
and more effective way instead of just egging on a f***ing
One moment, I have to go to the toilet again. One moment, don't go anywhere. Continue the discussion in the chat. Vladimir says, first they came to migrants, then they came for the furries, and when they came to me, wow, what is going on? Is this still a free country? I'll be right back.
Jihad against them. Also, if ICE's goal is to round up pedophiles and fraudsters, I hear there's a pretty big list of pedophiles and fraudsters that need to be rounded up. Unfortunately,
that's not the goal. Okay, that's what?
That need to better instead of being rushed through the system with little to no training. And if Minnesota just worked alongside ICE to make sure they were doing this in a safe and more effective way instead of just egging on a fucking jihad against them. Also, if ICE's goal is to round up pedophiles and fraudsters,
that's not ICE's job. ICE's goal is not to round up pedophiles and fraudsters, actually. It's to, on paper, it is to see who has documentation, who isn't a citizen, and who has the documents to stay in the United States. That's their only job. Their job is not to catch criminals. ICE is not police. I feel like I have to repeat this over and 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 over again. It's ridiculous that I have to say that. ICE is not the police. What is happening? What is even happening?
I hear there's a pretty big list of pedophiles and fraudsters that need to be rounded up. Unfortunately, we'll never fucking get to see it. I'm trying to make this video somewhat funny and entertaining, but I'm not gonna lie, this is really bleak. Is America okay? Can we please go one single day without living through a major historical event, please? And a bunch of new Epstein files just dropped. Great.
Well, maybe if you did not vote for a fascist president, you'd have less events. Sorry, you brought this upon yourself.
Great.
I don't actually know who ShoeOnHead voted for, but whatever.
War with Iran soon, aren't we? Where was I? This just says Mr. Beast tendies. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying. Honestly can't tell the difference. What the heck?
I will not live in a pod. I will not eat the Antichrist lab-grown chicken tendies. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Sorry, I am not on my Vyvanse today, folks. I forgot to take my normal pills. It wasn't long before the race hustlers took advantage of the terrible Renee Good situation in Minneapolis.
Say Her Name is a movement started by Black women, for Black women specifically, and it's not appropriate to use in regards to Renee Good.
She deserves a hashtag and everything. It should not be Say Her Name. Say Her Name is reserved for Black women. This is not for any other race. Simple as that.
Say Her Name is specifically reserved for Black women.
Say Her Name is for Black women.
It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why do you think, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Yes, again, let's not discuss the overreach of the federal government. Let's not talk about federal officers murdering citizens, right? No, let's talk about people complaining about Say Her Name. That is the most important bit. That is the most important issue, right? The culture war shit aspect.
That's called white guilt, honey. That's the white guilt you're feeling. It's amazing. You can literally be killed by the state for the cause. And these fucking people will still disgrace you for the curse of being born Caucasian. This is very woke 1.0. I thought it was dark woke time.
When they're good, she has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor.
She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor. And this type of psychotic rhetoric seems to be working because like 70% of the videos I see of people like trying to disrupt ICE has been white women. White women literally throwing themselves at armed officers.
Well, her fiancé is a neo-Nazi, says Doshalik. That explains a lot, actually. That explains a lot.
Like lemmings off a fucking cliff for street tacos. What the hell is going on with white women? Who will save the white race? Ah yes, Hitler's strongest soldiers. A Mexican, a Dominican, a black guy, and a Looksmaxer. That Looksmaxer is none other than Clavicular. Clavicular is
okay, that's it. That was the ICE. That was the ICE criticism that ShoeOnHead was bragging about. Half-assed, oh, people are human, people make mistakes, he only saw a car and it's actually not that bad. Thanks. Thank you for this robust criticism of ICE, ShoeOnHead. Thank you. Well, that was ShoeOnHead.